Good morning, everyone. I'll give it a minute for people to start jumping on, but I am excited to be here. I got up early, got my makeup on, so I didn't scare you guys. I keep waiting for a minute. I hate talking to myself. Once you jump on, give me some hearts or some emoji so I know you're here. I got one person. Good morning. All right, I got two. So I'm going to start off. Hey, Katie. Hey, Charlie. Happy Monday. Hey, Christy. All right, we got some people jumping on. So I am Mindy Horde. I posted yesterday in our group introducing who I am, and I read every single one of your comments. And that's something that Christina even communicated to you guys today, is that she went through all of the comments herself, because we have been in this business for 5+ years and we absolutely love what we do, and we want to create more lifers and people that are going to stay on this journey with us, because that's what makes this so amazing. And so we really are invested in you, and we hope that you invest in yourself as well. So this is the fourth time we've done the push, and we've seen some amazing growth within our team and as leaders, as we've grown these trainings and changed them up to modify them a little bit to see what you need. I posted the other day, last week, asking what you wanted to get out of this group. And so do know that your voices are heard, and we hear what you're looking for, what you're struggling with, and we hope to deliver in the best way possible. And we hope more than anything that you take away from what we share and apply it. So I want to just set the precedence of this group before we get going, and what my intentions are with this kickoff call. And that's to really set the tone so you know what to expect. And I'm a realist. I really feel like I should be honest, and that's the biggest problem. If any of you saw Christina's post about the post she saw on Instagram, is that so many people glamorize this to the point where it makes it sound like, oh, even a caveman could do it. And I will say, like I said in my introductory post, that this is not easy. But when I outweigh, the benefits and what it's done for my life, it's so much more rewarding than the, struggles that we have faced with coaching. I really liken it a lot to parenthood. As parenthood, there's a lot of crappy parts. There's a lot of parts where you're just like, I can't do this. This is hard. But then on the big picture, when you look at that, you realize how amazing the job is. And that's the way I feel as coaches. But I do believe in being realistic, that I don't believe that coaching is for everybody, but I do believe that each and every one of you have the ability to rock this business, to make a huge impact on the people's lives that you touch, and majorly shift the direction in which your life is headed, and create an amazing future for your family. But it really takes you being coachable. It really takes you having the right mindset. And so that's one thing that I hope that I deliver as a leader to you, is that the mindset shift that's happened over the last 5 years of me being a coach. And it's been up and down. It's not been straight up or, all, glamour or positivity. There has been some negativity and crap in between. And that's why I did go ahead and share, a little bit of my story. And I don't like to dwell on the past too much, but I want you to understand that, maybe where I am now, being a 3-year-old, full-time coach and 5 years in this business, you might not be able to relate to me, but I want you to be able to relate to my story. And I want to be able to share with you from a place in my heart that you can relate to, and that you realize that you can do this. I've seen so many people over the course of me being a coach and running trainings with our upline, with people in my downline, or other people in our organization, is that so many people come to the table, they pay, they register, they do all the work to get into it, and then they don't do anything. And that is the biggest issue, is that people don't actually implement what they're doing. And that usually comes from a place in their mind that tells them that they aren't good enough and that they can't do that, so why even bother? So I want you to promise yourself, don't promise me, don't promise your upline, because this is something that you're going to take away and that you're going to change your life with. But I want you to promise yourself that you're going to shake off all that doubt, and that you're going to come in here with an open mind, and that you're going to at least try to implement this, instead of just taking notes or saying, I'll do this later, but do it now. Because these things that we've done have been things that have greatly improved our skill sets as coaches, and in turn had a huge impact on ourselves, our lives, and our team. So I wanted to just make sure that you understand that all of us, have our struggles. We have our vices. We have things that have come in our way. And many of us who are full-time coaches now that are running this group and leading it, we started where you are. We started at ground zero with no coaches, a small social circle, not knowing anything about social media. And when we did, it changed. Most of us worked full-time and we worked where we are. So I want you to understand that you can do this, because we understand where you started. We understand the struggles that you've been through. There's nothing that working coaches who've been in this business have not experienced that you aren't experiencing now or aren't going to experience. I really applaud all of you new coaches who jumped right in on this. I want to say that these groups and trainings are like golden nuggets. When I was a coach, we had just kind of gotten started really as a business, as a team, and we were all about figuring it out. There was very little training. We had to pick it up, and figure it out. And if it didn't work, try something else. And so I believe that is a lot of the reason why I'm successful. However, being part of these groups can help you learn from our mistakes if you go ahead and apply the trainings that we share and the best practices that we share and see how it fits your life and your skill set and move on with it. And that our hope is that us sharing our failures will not detour you, but it will actually empower you and give you some ideas so that maybe you can bypass some of the things that we did that wasted some precious time, so that you see success faster than us. This is one thing that, when we're talking about success and failures, is that there is literally no way for you to have a life absent of failure. It is impossible unless you stop trying. And then that is my definition of failure. So I want you to just go in knowing that there's going to be ups and downs. There's going to be things that you try that just doesn't work. And there's going to be some things that work great for you that didn't work great for others. And that's one thing that I love about these groups, is that we're able to bounce things off one another. We're able to share our best practices. So as this group is being led by the leaders of Diesel Nation, understand that you have a voice too. And if you have something that's working, share it. If you have something that's not working, share it. That way, us as leaders can help you, tweak things that you're doing to make it more successful, or to take it from what you're deeming as a failure to maybe a success by putting a spin on it that you didn't realize, or you can save other people time by sharing what didn't work, so maybe we can learn something from it. So that is why this group is here. This group is not to compete with other people or to use as a comparison game. We're all in different seasons of our business. We're all in different seasons of our life. We all came to the table with different skill sets, different lifestyles, different baggage that a lot of people talked about after I shared my story. So just come here with an open mind, ready to learn. One thing that I hope that we can really impress upon you is the 4 vital behaviors, and that's getting started. I see that so many people, as this business has gotten bigger and bigger and bigger, and there's been more successes, that so many people are just sharing one side of the business, and a lot of people are sharing the lifestyle changes and the income increases that they've seen. And while those things have been incredible blessings to my life, that isn't the whole picture. And we don't want to give off the wrong impression to people that this is just a get rich quick scheme, or that you need to come in and do it just for the money. We want people who are lifers. We want people who are going to be in this journey with us, 5 years from now, like myself, 5-6 years like Becky and Christina. We want to see you succeed. And so we want to focus on the big picture. I encourage my team to share more about the transformations we've had. Let's come from fitness, because that's usually where people get started. They get started with fitness, they join our challenge groups, and then that's when the big transformation happens. I want you to make sure that you're sharing every facet, because you never know what somebody's looking for. Beachbody and coaching fills the voids in people's lives. And, whether it's paying off student loan debt, filling in that loneliness because you lost a loved one, because you're struggling as a single mom, because you're looking for, a bigger social circle, whatever it is, make sure that you're sharing it, but make sure you're not just sharing the income opportunity or just the lifestyle change. Because I will say, I see a lot of people talking about the positivity and the happiness and all these great things, and that is a huge part of my story. But people who are in a negative mindset are thinking, yeah, that's, you're annoying because you're positive. I still share all the positive sides, but we want to make sure that we're sharing things are relevant, that if they're feeling, that stress from poor health, stress from the weight that they put on. Let's focus on that, because we know once they do that, when we give them the tools that we got started with fitness, with Shakeology, with the meal plans, with the support from their coach, that's when all the other doors start to open up. So make sure that you're not just, sharing one part of your journey, and make sure that if you don't have challengers or don't have the results to share, that you're, connecting with other coaches so you can share their stories. Because I know when I first got started, I shared all the Diesel Nation success stories of the people that had been in this business longer than me. And then that gave people some hope. And then I was able to get my, first people started, and I focus on helping them get transformations. So if you're saying, I don't have any results, well then take a look at your, what you're doing, because phase one starts with you and your results, your belief, your story. And if you don't have any challengers that are, having results, then ask yourself, am I hitting Success Club? Is Success Club a primary goal that I have each month? Am I helping these people actually not only just get started by purchasing a challenge pack, but am I putting in the work once it gets started, once they get that challenge pack in their hands? So make sure that you're doing that. I hope that, overall, that we can help you, see the value in helping others, that is not just a journey about yourself, but it's about helping others and helping them get the same success that we have, and help them duplicate it so that they want to pay it forward. The biggest thing that I want to impress on everybody's mind before I share, our itinerary and before I sign off, is really the importance of balance and time management. So I see so many coaches, and in fact, I talked to a coach that had been in the business for quite a while, who reached out to me the other day about, her struggle with time management and how much time she was spending in this business. And I found that poor time management and the inability to balance your responsibilities and, coaching that has been added into your daily tasks, that leads to people feeling overwhelmed. And I don't know about you, but give me some thumbs up if being overwhelmed leads to you just saying screw it and just chilling and not doing anything. I know for me, that is something that's really big. When I get overwhelmed, I'm just like, I'm just going to take a breather, and ignore everything and just take a breath. And that's what we don't want, is we don't want burnout. We don't want you getting overwhelmed and thinking that the coaching is going to take away from your life. We want you to experience what we feel, and that this is added joy, a sense of purpose, a sense of fulfillment, amazing opportunities to your life. And so the biggest piece of advice I have to you is to set business hours. My God, I wish somebody had told me this sooner, so that I could have established this in the beginning of my career. Because once I got going, it became addictive, because it's addictive when you're helping people, when you're seeing progress on your own. And then I started neglecting everything else. And then everything started to pile up, and I will admit, my husband got resentful. I started, avoiding, neglecting the things that were important. And then I had to go back and backtrack. And then my business took a back seat. And so the biggest piece of advice I have for you is create business hours. The coach that I talked to yesterday said, I feel like since I haven't seen the success I wanted to, I'm not making a huge income, that I have to work until I get to that point. And so I brought up the fact to her that start now. Because anything that you do habitually is going to become a habit. And you don't want to get into a habit and look 3 years from now and 6 figures from now, not that that's a guarantee of 3 years and 6 figures, but you don't want to be so established in this business and be working your tail to the bone and not know how to go back and change that. So from somebody who's been in this business for 5 years and learned from other people and heard their stories and watched people experience burnout, is set business hours. Your business will not crumble if you have business hours. Just like, Starbucks, Walmart, Target, any store you go to has business hours. People will learn to wait. People will have to wait. Your family needs time. You need time. And the biggest problem that I've seen in my own business and others is that people neglect their own journey. They fall off the track. They stop drinking Shakeology. They stop eating by the meal plan. They stop doing their workouts. They stop posting because they're so busy running offense and going back and forth from offense and defense in their business, and they're neglecting what is going to catapult your business, and that's your journey. So make sure that above all that you're not neglecting yourself and neglecting your family, because I'll say that whenever you reach a high level of success in this business, if your marriage or your family's crumbling, it really is defeating. I had that happen to me in 2015. I had a lot of personal issues that came up. I was, very successful in this business, but I was at a bad place in my life. And so I didn't get to enjoy that success. And my husband and I separated, and it wasn't from Beachbody, but I understand that I neglected a lot of things, and that success didn't bring me happiness if I didn't have my family there. I'm glad to say that because of Beachbody, because of Becky, and because of Christina, because of people on our team who were there for me, my life has gotten better, and now we enjoy it together. And so I can tell you from the failures, from the things that have happened that went wrong, that this is something that's very important. I can't impress upon this enough to you guys, is that balance is a big deal. Setting a schedule is a big deal. And that's something that we're going to go into this week as we're prepping you, because we want you to walk away from this with not only good skill set and knowledge, but for you to be able to implement it in a way that is going to add to your life. So I really recommend that you focusing on building a schedule, and your schedule is going to look a lot different than mine or Becky or Christina's or Melissa Galme or Daniel McKean. I mean, a lot of us are full-time coaches, so we work a lot differently, but we've all started where you were. I mean, Becky was a full-time project manager and construction, and Christina was a lawyer, and Danielle was a hairstylist. I worked in insurance, so we were having to work in pockets, and that's something that we're going to talk about later on this week to teach you how to do this. So Cleo, you just asked, what do we need to do if we are to about setting hours when people are sleeping? So the thing is, you can respond when people are sleeping, and then they can respond when they're awake. And that's something that I want us to get away from, is that feeling like we have to have our phone attached to our hand and then we have to respond right away. This is a world that we're in, is that people think that they need response right away. Remember the times when we had, no cell phones, no pagers, and people had to wait for us to respond on our own time. And back then, there were network marketing companies that were just as successful without, electronic devices or social media. So just take your mindset in that you don't have to be accessible 24/7. You don't have to be accessible to your team 24/7. I've had to learn to tell my people, like, I have a certain day that I schedule calls. I have a certain time that I have for each person, and that I can't live my life by somebody else and have that dictated. If not, I should just go back and work full time for somebody. So I want to make sure that you set this time. So even if you're a stay-at-home mom and your child takes a nap at 11 and 3, or if you're lucky, or from 11 to 1, whatever it is, then make sure that you're scheduling that. Melanie Mitro, she's been a top coach for 3 years, in a row. She would, when her boys were very young and she started, she would get up an hour early. And so these are the things that, in turn, mindset plays a big part of this. If you have to believe that you can do this. Me believing that you can do this and that anybody can do this is not enough. You have to believe you can do this in order to make those adjustments to your schedule, make those sacrifices, and put them in place and make them an implemented thing into your schedule, so that you can do it long enough and consistently enough to see success. So that's something that I hope that you take away from, as well as time management, and also the importance of personal development, because that's the thing that usually is missing with people, is that I see a lot of people who've had 100-pound weight losses. They have people who are always liking and commenting on their stuff. Man, you're so inspirational, blah, 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 blah. But they're not hitting Success Club. They're not seeing people in their team duplicate their success. And that's usually because there's a lack of personal development. And that seems to be what a lot of people are missing. So I'm going to encourage you to also find a book and stick to it, and give yourself time to have this be implemented into your life, and time for you to soak up the information that you're learning and implement it. So I'm going to share after this call my personal development resources. So that's going to be my Audible login. So all you'll have to do is download Audible to your phone, and then you can log in with my password and my email, and you will have every book in my library accessible to you. So all you have to do is listen to at least 10 minutes a day. And I hear excuses all the time, like, I don't get anything out of it. Well, go into it with the intention of, I'm going to spend 10 minutes listening to this book. And then when I'm done, I'm going to share my takeaways to the world. So that's going to hold you accountable to actually doing it. And you're going to go in with the intention, looking for something to share. So when you're able to provide value and content to other people that makes them think and be like, wow, I never thought of that. That's when you're going to become valuable. So today I shared something publicly on my page. And if you're a coach in this team and you've sent me a friend request, I'm not accepting requests from coaches. Please just follow me because I keep getting maxed out. So, but you can follow me and check out what I posted. I posted today something about, mindset. And then Charlie, who's in this group, he posted something. And then somebody underneath it said, I don't even know what, I'm passionate about. And so right there, that is a prime example of that. I took something that I learned through personal development, shared my personal spin on it, found a graphic, added it to it. Then I have coaches adding, their 2 bits to it because of what they've learned. And then I have people reading it thinking like, oh, so she's thinking, man, I don't have a passion. Maybe I need to find a passion. I'm not saying that I'm going to be the one that helps her find her passion, but I made her think. That makes people come back to your wall because people like progress. People like to have something that triggers their mind. Whether they change it, that's a totally different story. But people go to people's walls where they get to know you and where they have something and they can take away from it. I spend so much time on my social media going to people's pages and commenting and liking and asking questions to get people to engage in conversation with me, to find out more about them, so that also I pop up in their newsfeeds so that they learn more about me. And the saddest thing that I see right now is people just share. They share dumb videos, they share funny videos, they share even inspirational videos, they share, ads, they share everybody else's stuff. So that means they're spending so much time watching other people's lives go by and just sharing other people's thoughts, not their own. And that just tells me that how many people don't know what they want. They are too scared to voice their opinion. They don't know what their opinion is. So that's where I feel like we come in, that we can give them fitness, we can give them support, we can give them friendship, we can give them this other view, concept of life and way of living that's going to in turn help them influence the people around them. And I believe that us as a whole, Diesel Nation, Beachbody, our whole organization and community, if we all start doing that and commit to helping 3 people a month, we can change the world. Because you think every 3 people that you help change, they're going to influence people, whether they sign up as a coach and join your team or not. They're going to have some change, and that's going to help people. And that's one thing that I learned through personal development. Is Grant Cardone said this in the book that I'm listening to now. Be average or be obsessed, or maybe it's the other way around. Be obsessed or be average. But he was talking about that, when he has haters are his biggest, manner of publicity, because they go and tell everybody. They'll spend hours of, watching you, critiquing you, trying to find out that you're wrong. Those are the people. So go out and let those people be your critics. Let them be your haters, because they're going to spread that. And that's something that I learned from personal development. And so I'm sharing this with you. So I hope that you find the time to pick a personal development book, and I would reach out to your sponsor and find a book that works best for what you are struggling with. Or if maybe you don't have a active sponsor and you've joined this group, post it on the post that I'm going to share my login information with, so I can help you kind of look at a book to find, because I don't want you to read necessarily a book that I'm reading if you're a brand new coach, because that's not even going to be relevant to you, and that's not going to sit with you well with where you're at now. So I want something that actually changes your life and that helps you where you're at now to move forward. I'm also going to share with you a link to all of my personal development files that I have on my Google Drive. A lot of it's Tony Robbins. I'm a Tony Robbins freak, and I'm headed to Unleash the Power with Mindy on our team again in March. I actually have an extra ticket if anybody wants it. Let me know. But I have a lot of his stuff there that is life-changing. Also, a Craig Holiday series that I highly recommend if you're a brand new coach to commit to listening to. Every one call at least every week. And that's one thing that I also share with personal development. Don't get in a rush to be like, I'm going to finish 2 books by the time the push 4 is over. Just start off with 10 minutes at a time, because less is more. That if you're just skimming through stuff all the time, your chances are not going to retain it. And this isn't a race to see how many books you can read compared to somebody else, or even to yourself as last year. Go in and get something out of it that you can take away and share with. So with that being said, the last thing I'm going to share with you is kind of some goal setting things. So I want you to go in, when I'm done, I'm going to post it in the file section and print off this diamond roadmap. So here's the thing is, you can want to be diamond till you're blue in the face, but if you don't have a plan, you're not going to be able to execute it. You can want something, but if you don't have some goals set up, some deadlines, then you're not going to do it. You're just going to be waiting for it to magically arrive. And so I want you to go in with the intention. So I want you to print out this roadmap. This is something that basically Christy drew up yesterday, sharing with you what diamond is. So I know there's a lot of new coaches in here. So this is a great visual. So I want you to print it off. I want you to write your name. If you have any coaches, fill them in. Then I want you to fill them in pencil, if you want, the people that you're currently working with in your challenge groups, the people that have purchased challenge packs in the past or the recent past, or the people that you're working with and talking to them about the coach opportunity. I want you to write that in there. I want you also to write somewhere in the middle, wherever you want, on the back, it just depends on your style, your diamond date. I want you to, if you're not emerald, I want you to write a date of I will easily be emerald by such and such date. I will easily be ruby by such and such date. I will easily be diamond by such and such date. And so with that being said, I want you to also understand that we're all coming into this group differently, different time schedules, different limitations, different, baggage that we're carrying. So I want you to understand that you may see somebody who has a date to be diamond in 2 weeks. They may be closer to diamond than you. Don't compare yourself to them. The biggest successes in this organization or in life are the ones who cheer other people on. So be a cheerer. Don't be a hater. Don't be a naysayer. Don't be a comparer. Just go in and worry about yourself and cheer on the people who have their own goals, because we don't know the lives that they're living. We don't know what they're going through. But I want you to have a date, because these dates are what are going to drive you. Because if you just say, I want to be diamond, well, that's pretty, open-ended. You could say, I want to hit diamond by the end of the year. I want you to put something in here that makes you, that pushes you, that makes you uncomfortable. Don't do something that's so safe. Obviously, if you're shooting for diamond and you really mean it and you're going to give this your all 100%, you want the date to be the last day of the push. With that being said, too, like I said, I'm a realist. I'm not a negative person, but some of you may not hit diamond. It's just, it's just going to happen. This is our 4th push. I've run groups before. I know that this happens. There's a lot of you that will not hit diamond. However, if you take these best practices that we share, if you take what we're doing and you incorporate it into your life, make this a habit. If you set those business hours, if you learn to set goals, if you learn to start doing personal development, you will hit diamond. This group isn't, the main goal is to hit diamond, but the main goal, really, I want you to wrap your mind around, is that you're getting the habit set in place so that you will hit diamond. It may not be the end of this group. I hope it is, but I want you to not be discouraged if you don't hit diamond. I want you to be encouraged that you came away with all this information and that you're just one step closer to diamond. So that's your first assignment. And then I'm going to share with you the schedule. So a lot of you are probably wondering what we're going to be doing. So this week's the kickoff. We didn't want to just bombard you with tons of training, and we wanted you to get adjusted and start getting yourself set up for success. So today I'm kicking it off. On Wednesday, we are going to have Becky sharing the power of threes. This is her jam. This is something that she does. She is a big tracker, and anything you track, you improve. This is the system she uses. I'm also going to post that in the file section for you to print off as well. But she's going to be going over the power of threes. Then on Thursday, Melissa Galme, who's one of my personally sponsored coaches and a 2-time elite coach, she will be sharing a power hour, how a power hour is facilitated, and the practices that we do within an hour's time that you can incorporate into your life and be able to see success and connect with other people. Then on Friday, Melissa and I are going to be leading a live power hour via Zoom, and it's going to be 11 Pacific Standard Time, 1 o'clock Central Standard Time, 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So I'm going to be setting up an event invite for that as well, so you can join us. So we tried to do it around the lunchtime, hoping that more of you could join, and it might be nap time for some of the stay-at-home moms who have babies that take naps. So I wanted to let you know so you could plan accordingly. Does anybody have any questions? Drop some emojis. Let me know. Are you excited? Are you nervous? What is going on? Does anybody have anything that they have? I'm going to scroll through the comments before I log off and see what somebody had. I don't see any questions. All right, I see excited and lots of hearts. That is amazing. So I am very excited for you guys. I love watching you guys all go into these groups and what you take away with it. I love seeing the rank advancements and the people that are brought in to our team, because we literally celebrate every success, and that is the fourth vital behavior, is recognition and celebration. Like, that's what we're about. Like, get pumped up, let's celebrate everybody's success. So I want you to go in with the intention of that we are going to manage our time better, that we are going to work on balancing our life and our business and our family better, so that this is something that's going to make our life better. I want you to go in and you're taking ownership of this, that you are the CEO of your own business, that this is something that you are going to do. You're not going to wait for Becky or Christina or me or Melissa or Danielle or Jenny or Kara or any of the leaders in here to hold your hand or spoon feed you. We are here delivering you like awesome information based on what has worked and not worked from us, and we want you to deliver it from your mouth and put it in your own words. We're here to help you, but not carry you. And so this is what I want, is you to become leaders and step up so that you can help your team become leaders as well, because we all are leaders. We all are independent. We have allowed the world to change that about us, but I'm hoping that this group and us leaders pushing you is going to help that leader within you arise and, be able to stand with power and help other people. And so I want you to go in. I want you to work on your diamond plan. I want you to select a personal development book that you're going to start. And I want you to start now. Don't say I'm going to start when we officially kick off on the 20th. That's like somebody saying, like, yeah, I'm not going to start my program till after Valentine's Day, so I'm just going to let my Shakeology sit till then. Do it now. The time is now. Start sharing now. Step out of your comfort zone now. Do it now, because this is going to help you gain traction, and you are going to kick ass, and you are going to come away from this on fire. So anyways, if you don't have anything else, then I'm going to go, and then stay tuned for Becky, who's going to be sharing the power of threes on Wednesday, Melissa, who's going to be sharing what the power hour is on Thursday, and our live power hour at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time on Friday. See you guys.